everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different today. We're going to be talking about building a tiny doll on a budget and which method is right for you. Let's get started. So today we're going to be looking at the YmY bodies, the Nendoroid doll bodies, and the Cu-Poche bodies. And we're going to kind of determine which one is right for you and how you can do this on a budget. So the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the Nendoroid doll body here. And we're going to kind of take each one. So this is going to be a little bit longer of a video, but we're going to take each one and we're going to go through the pros and the cons of each doll before we get to a final kind of decision of which one might be a little bit better in the end. And price-wise too, because we're building this on a budget. So I personally did all of this myself. I bought all these dolls, these parts myself, in an effort to try and build a doll of my own and to see how much it could be done for and trying to go about cheaper routes, etc. So the first doll I have here is a Nendoroid doll body. And I'm going to kind of get her ready for you here. Here's the Nendoroid doll body, and you're going to notice something a little weird about her leg. I'm going to get into that in a moment. So the Nendoroid doll body is one of the bodies that you can get from Good Smile, and you can kind of customize it any way you want. The nice thing is they do sell, different kinds of bodies, different skin tones. They also sell different face plates, different eyes, things like that. So they do give a large selection for doll bodies here. And I'm going to kind of show what I have here. Now, I decided to go with a lighter color doll to kind of match my skin tone. I was trying to do something that was close to my own personality. And so I went with a lighter skin tone, which I kind of wish I wouldn't have, because you almost have to buy everything right away when it comes to these dolls, because if you don't, well, now you've got a problem. And the problem is because it's going to be really hard to find the pieces for this doll if you're not buying everything right away. What I mean by pieces, well, there are different kinds of pieces that you can buy for these dolls. So I bought the extenders, which makes her roughly 10 in size. And then I did buy different hands and stuff like that. But I had to buy them immediately when everything kind of came out. And the reason is because otherwise I would not have gotten them, because certain skin tones will sell out very, very quickly. And my knowledge was the skin tone that I had was actually a very limited skin tone. So I would say that if you're going to look into these dolls, you might want to go with a more common skin tone, because it's so much easier to find things in that skin tone than it is to try and find them in the specialty skin tones if you've done a special, doll, if you've put together one. Now, one of the things I will say is hair. You can get the head, because you have to buy the head, and you can just get a wig for them. They're a little easy to find if you know where to look. I'm going to put all the links down below for all of this stuff on where I bought them and everything. So if you're looking to do this, you can find it too. I ended up just buying hair off of Mercari from another doll because it kind of matched what I was going for, and I wanted to see how much it would cost to make each doll in their own kind of respect, as far as face plates and stuff like that. So this doll here, aside from the outfit, is 100% Nendoroid doll. So the cons, aside from the skin tone, they fall apart. One of the things with mine is her leg comes off super easy, and I'm going to show why. It's very tiny, and I'm hoping the camera is picking that up. That is a very tiny peg. And if you try and move them a certain way, they come apart. And that's a little bit problematic when you're trying to, if you're going to do photo shoots, or, you're doing like dolly stories or something like that. Or even if you just have them on your desk. I mean, sometimes moving them even the slightest bit causes them to fall apart. But other than that, I mean, they're adorable dolls, and you can customize them in a million different ways if you know what you're looking for. Now, one of the questions I know is because I brought in Cu-Poche here, and Cu-Poche really aren't customizable dolls, I'm sure you're saying. And the reason why I brought Cu-Poche in here is because I was asked if the faces, if the heads can be put on an Nendoroid doll body. And yes, if you have the peg to do it, they are the same size head, so you easily could put them on a Nendoroid doll body. Now, the next doll I have is the YmY doll, and these are relatively new, is the YmY doll. And I decided to completely customize her in a different way. So with her, I bought the doll body and I bought the faceplate. I was unable to get a head, so I had to use a Nendoroid doll head, which does work, by the way. So if you can't find the head back, you can get a Nendoroid doll head, and it works just fine. You're probably going to have a hard time matching the skin tone. I did. What I thought would match them did not at all. So thankfully the wig kind of hides most of that. But yeah, so the faceplate, as you can see, is its own custom. They're YmY faceplates. I did purchase, extra hands and everything else with them. The nice thing about these guys is, as opposed with the Nendoroid dolls, you have to buy special shoes for them because their feet are so small. Whereas these, I just found some cute shoes and outfits on Amazon, of all places. They had them and they fit quite well. This doll did come with its own stand. You do have to put it together. It does come with a tiny little screwdriver, which is adorable, and tiny little screws and nuts to put them together with. So yeah, the great thing about these guys, they do not fall apart easy. Let me tell you, she has fallen a couple times in trying to move some things, and she is a real champ. She just sticks together really, really well. The great thing about these dolls is when you do get them, they do come with parts for you to modify them so that they can use an Nendoroid doll head or a Cu-Poche head, which is really, really nice. And again, same size head, so it does work. Just make sure that you get that tiny little piece. And what I mean by tiny little piece is with these dolls, you are going to get, and I'll kind of pull out here, you're going to get a plethora of stuff here that's going to come with your YDY. At least I did. And all sorts of neat things to do. You can change the bust. It comes with a little magnetic plate because their feet are magnetic. Mine came with different kinds of hands and everything. But it does come with the joint so that you can slip it in there and you can turn your Cu-Poche heads into YmY doll body dolls. So that's a really, really beneficial thing if you're looking, like, say you're tired of your Cu-Poche falling apart, or you want to use a different outfit or something for them. For example, I have my Saber here. If I wanted to take her head and put her on the YmY body, I definitely could, and put her, say, in her signature black suit if I wanted to. So be mindful of that the YmY bodies do have a little bit more, versatility as opposed to like the Nendoroid doll versions, which, you're going to have to buy certain pieces in order for the Cu-Poche body or the Cu-Poche heads to really work on them, because most of the pieces that you get for the Nendoroid dolls, their head pieces are going to be like this, which is great for Nendoroids, but not so great for Cu-Poche, because Cu-Poche is just a very simple peg. Their head fits right in there. So I would definitely, depending on if you're going Cu-Poche route or Nendoroid doll route, or if you're going the YmY route, be mindful of what you're picking. Personally, my personal opinion, I personally would go with the YmY bodies. I know they're not really known out there as much. You can find them on Amazon. Again, I'm going to put the links all down below, so please don't think that you have to, go searching for them, because I got you covered. I would definitely go with the YmY bodies. They're a lot of fun. The only problem is matching the skin tones. They're a little harder to match, so I had to do some digging around online. Eventually, I just went, you know what, I'm going to build two different dolls as opposed to trying to match them. So I would be mindful that you might not get the exact skin tone as like a Cu-Poche or a Nendoroid doll. You may have to play around a bit. There are some great websites out there, but even then, they're not exact. So be mindful that you're not going to get an exact match. I mean, if you do, that's awesome. It's incredibly rare. I've only seen it in a couple of my findings online. So, like I said, just be mindful and understand that you're not going to get an exact match. But if you can get it really, really close, and with them wearing clothes and everything, you're really not going to pay too much attention unless you put their hand by their face. As far as cost is concerned, now, if you have the existing Cu-Poche already, your Cu-Poche aside, we're going to look at this. Cu-Poche aside, and I had to write this all down because I did buy quite a few things for each, doll to kind of get them to the same size. So, for example, for the Nendoroid doll, I had to buy the faceplate, the head, the eyes, the body, and the extender, which all came to about $64 US. Now, as far as the YmY body, it already came with the eyes, so I just had to buy the face, the head, which was a Nendoroid head, and the doll body, and that only came to $57. So it's not a huge saving. You're saving about $7, but in the grand scheme of things of what you can do, there is a bigger difference there. Now, the shoes for the YmYs are about $12 to $19. The outfit is about $12 to $25. The eyes, if you're looking on like Etsy, they use 10 millimeter eyes, and that goes universal with the Nendoroid doll and the YmY bodies. It is 10 millimeter, and they're anywhere from $7 to $10 up to $40, depending on if you want glass and animatic, etc. So keep in mind, wig size for the Nendoroid doll and the YmY is a size 4. 5, and depending on where you look, you can get them from anywhere from $4 to $40. Depends again on what you're really, really looking for. Now, hands and stuff, I really didn't include them on this list because they are kind of an added expense, I guess. I mean, you can purchase the hands and stuff if you want right away. The YmYs, I was very pleased to say they do come with different hand pieces. Not a whole lot. It comes with like a gripping hand and then the fist hand. And then it does come with another bust. So if you want to change it from male to female, I just kind of quickly put mine together. I did not change the bust on mine. So there's that. They also come with the piece to make them into a Nendoroid doll if you need that, and like I said, and the stand and the magnetic pieces. The Nendoroid dolls themselves, of course, they're going to come with your stand, your magnetic stand and everything in the box. And then you're going to have to, they do come with other pieces for the stand. And then, like I said, I bought the extender pieces. These are the non-extendable pieces. The extendable pieces will make them up to 10, up to a 10 cm doll. And in doing so, you will be able to find a lot more outfits for them, like even on Etsy or Amazon. Surprisingly, you will find a lot of those outfits. So, like I said, I know this video was a little long-winded and not normal for my normal videos. I know they're usually quite short, but there really was no way to get across how expensive or cheap one was, or how better or worse one was you really just have to play around with it a little bit and kind of go through the details of everything, because I mean, I could easily sit there and say, oh yeah, the YmY is cheaper, but is it better? Now, in my opinion, yes, YmY superior to the Nendoroid dolls, 100%. You can pose them so much easier. I love the fact they have the magnetic feet, just like the Nendoroid dolls. They're fantastic in that respect. So highly, highly recommend the YmY bodies. And like I said, they're super cheap. You can even get them off Amazon if you're willing to wait. Otherwise, there are some other places that do have them, like Etsy. They have them in stock, available in the US. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for overseas. But yeah, definitely, if you're looking at the YmY bodies, it is superior to the others. And yes, they are the same size as, I know, the Obitsu. They do make 10 millimeter Obitsu bodies, which are extremely similar to the YmY bodies. So if you can't find the Obitsu one, the YmY is just, it's perfect. It's perfect. And if you're looking for the Obitsu, it's called Obitsu 10. So be mindful if you're looking for an Obitsu body, because some people will sell them and they look cheap, they're cheap and they look like, oh, well, that picture's real small. I'm betting and you ended up with, Barbie sized doll. So do be mindful of that. But yeah, my recommendation would be to the YmY. Definitely go with that and have fun customizing your doll, whether it's plastic hair, wig, eyes. You can customize them any way you want, and that's what makes them so magical and so much fun. So just keep that stuff in mind. If you have any questions, obviously, feel free to post your comments down below. I do answer them, so I appreciate, you watching and everything else. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like what you saw. And hit the little bell notifications that every time I upload a new video. Doll reviews, all those kinds of things are uploaded every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. Otherwise, like I said, the ring notification lets you know if I post a video outside of that time. I also do game videos, so check those out, please. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Stay safe out there. And as always, be good to each other. I'll see you again next week. Bye.